Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mrs. Hernandez here. These are going to be our video instructions on how to complete your speed walking lab. This lab is titled, What is Your Speed? And we're going to be covering TEK 6.8c, where the student is expected to calculate the average speed using distance and time measurements. Now, we've been working on how to calculate speed for the last week. We know that speed is distance divided by time. And I have included the speed triangle in the lab where you're going to calculate all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through each slide step by step. Please pay very close attention. If you have any questions, you can ask me during our class Zoom, or you can send me an email and I will respond as quickly as I can. This lab will be given to you either on January 11th or January 12th, and it will be due on January 15th, which is Friday. So let's get started. On slide 2, you're going to have video instructions. There's going to be 2 videos here. The first one here is this blank spot. This is the video I'm currently recording. On this second video, this is a video that I made Saturday at school that shows our virtual learners how to use the sidewalk to complete this lab. You're going to need approximately 30 to 40 feet of clear space with no objects in the way where you can do your various walking activities. If you do not have that amount of space inside your home, you can use the sidewalk. And this lab is going, or this video, excuse me, is going to show you how to use the sidewalk to do that. You'll only need chalk or as some type of object like a rock or a tree branch or maybe a toy to help you indicate both your starting point and your finishing point. Okay, so for our virtual learners who are at home, I encourage you to please watch this second video that will show you how to use the sidewalk instead of measuring 30 feet, because not everybody has a measuring tape or meter stick. So this is a good way for you to have a good substitute for this. All right, our essential question with this lab. This is the question we're going to be solving. How does time and distance affect your speed of various walking tasks? Materials needed. You will need a pen or a pencil if you are in class. Or if you are at home and you're able to print it out, which I recommend if it's possible, then you'll need a pen and pencil then. You're going to need your lab data sheet, whether it's on the Chromebook or on actual paper. You're going to need either a stopwatch or your phone or Chromebook with that stopwatch capability. In the video with the sidewalk, I do show our virtual learners how you can count by seconds in your head. It's approximate, it's not exact, but it definitely will substitute if you do not have a stopwatch, a phone, and a Chromebook timer of any sort. You'll need a meter stick or measuring tape. You'll need space to measure out 10 meters, which is approximately 3 feet. A meter is like 3.2 feet, but we're just going to round it to 3 feet just for simplicity purposes. Your hypothesis. A hypothesis is a scientific guess to answer a question. It's typically written in an if-then statement, describing that when something happens or changes, then it will result in a different response. However, for our lab, you are going to use the sentence stems below. So you're going to come through and complete these 4 sentence stems. You're going to tell me which activity do you think is your fastest, second fastest, your third fastest, and your slowest. Procedures. There's 4 big steps here. Number 1, you will work with a partner or a group of 3 to complete this activity. Virtual learners can ask a family member to help, or you can try to manage the timer yourself. In that video with the sidewalk, I show you how to do that. One person will be the timer while the other completes the tasks. Then the partners will switch. Okay, so you're going to have to time your person so our timer is going to tell our person at the start line when to start, and then that person that's at the start line is going to complete the task, whether they're walking, speed walking, hopping, or walking backwards until they get to the finish. When that person gets to the finish line, you got to click the timer again to stop your timer. That is going to be the time you're going to record down on each task for each try to determine your speed. Number 2, mark off 10 meters or 10 sidewalk rectangles. See the video provided on how to do this. Number 3, the first person will conduct the timer while your partner will do the first activity. Like I said, you're going to stand on the start, and when the timer says go, he or she will start the timer as you do the activity. The timer will stop the clock when the partner gets to the finish line. Record your data for each trial on your sheet. That's number 4. I would like to note one of your activities is speed walking. Speed walking is going as fast as you can without jogging or running. Okay, so do not jog or run. We're not going to jog or run in this lab, just speed walk. On slide 7, this is your data sheet. This is where you're going to record everything down. Our friends that are going to be in class, you're going to get the paper version of that, which looks exactly the same, and then you'll be able to translate your numbers into this data sheet here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you have 4 tasks: hopping, walking backwards, walking at a regular pace, and speed walking. You're going to do each one 3 times. Trial means each try. So trial 1 is the first time, trial 2 is the second, trial 3 is the third. Okay? So what you're going to do is, if I am at the starting line and I'm going to ask somebody to be my timer, I'm going to tell that timer I'm ready to go. He or she is going to say go, and when they say go, I'm going to hop from the start to the finish. Now let's say hypothetically it took me 25 seconds, okay? So my timer tells me it took you 25 seconds. So I'm going to write 25 seconds, okay? Now, if you are in school, I'm going to have the distance measured out. This is what goes right here is the distance. Okay, so if you're in school, it's going to be 10 meters. So ultimately, all of our units of measure are going to be meters per second. If you are at home, you're going to write 10 squares. That stands for each sidewalk square. Again, you need to watch the video to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at 10 meters. And I can just type M for meters. Now the timer is going to tell me, okay, Mrs. Hernandez, you're going to do a second time. I'm going to tell the timer, go, I'm ready. She or he is going to say go and start the timer. And then I'm going to hop down 10 meters again. Let's say this one took me 24.5 seconds. I'm going to write S for seconds. I'll come back here and change this. S for seconds, okay? Then I'm going to do it a third time. Now I'm getting pretty tired of hopping. So this one's going to take me 27 seconds. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I have my distance and I have my speed for each one. I'm going to my time for each one. I'm going to calculate speed for each trial. So I'm going to pull up my calculator here. I got one on my computer. Okay, I'm going to set it off to the side. The calculation or the formula for speed is distance divided by time. So here's my distance, 10 meters. So I'm going to type in 10. And my time for the first try is 25 seconds. So I'm going to, do it again. Type in 10 divided by 25 equals. And my speed for the first try was 0.4 meters per second. Okay. Then I'm going to do it for the second one. So again, my distance is 10. Your distance is going to be the same for all of them, whether it's squares or meters, divided by 24.5 seconds. Now you guys see how this has got a really long number? Okay. I do not want you to go past the 10th place when calculating speed, which is just the first number past the decimal point. Now, we're going to round, so my 0 is going to tell the 4 to stay the same. Now, if this was 4.7, then that 7 would have told the 4 to go up. But in this case, it stays the same. So my speed is 0.4 meters per second. Now I'm going to do it a third time. So again, distance divided by time, 10 meters, divided by my third try took me 27 seconds, equals, oh, I got another long number. Now, again, I'm only going to go to the first place, the 10th place past the decimal. So my 7 tells my 3 to go up. Okay, so my speed is 0.4 meters per second. Okay. Now you're going to do that for each one. When you're done, you're going to calculate your average speed right here. I did put a video on how to calculate your average speed if you are unfamiliar with it. But really all you're going to do is you're going to add up your speed for each one, for each try on just hopping, not all of them together, just for hopping. You're going to add up 0.4, 0.4, 0.4. That's what I would add up. And then you're going to divide it by 3. And that's your average. So let me show you. So my first try was 0.4. I'm going to add it. My second try was 0.4. Add it. And my third try was 0.4. Equals. Now my answer is 1.2. But to find the average, I'm going to need to divide by how many times I added it up. So I added 3 tries. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to divide by 3. Which means my average speed is 0.4 meters per second. Okay. You're going to do this for walking backwards. Whoops. Walking at a regular rate, that's the rate you'd walk when you're going to school or walking to class, you know, not that fast rate. I want your regular rate. And in speed walking, remember that's walking as fast as possible without running. Once you're finished with that, you're going to answer the 3 analysis questions that I have on the final slide. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all that we're doing with this lab today. We're not going to graph that data. I haven't taught you that. So I'm just focused on, can you calculate your average speed? And I want to know which is your fastest and which is your slowest. And can you answer our essential question of how does time and distance affect your speed with your activities? If you have any questions, please, please, please ask me at the Zoom meeting, or you can send me an email. Like I said, I will respond as quickly as possible. We are going to have all the way until January 15th. We will spend 2 class days for most of our classes on this activity. Okay. Other than that, I hope you guys really enjoy it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I know I'm going to enjoy seeing you guys learn, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.